Hello there. This tells us all that Putin is determined to expand Russian influence across Europe. Never forget that at 69 years of age, Putin is now an old man with nuclear power in one hell of a hurry to build his legacy. And that is a very, very dangerous combination. And that's barring any mental or physical illness he may now have. And just as Russian forces drive ever deeper into the Ukraine, obviously now intent on controlling the entire country, NATO had a meeting. But the NATO leaders invited a couple of guests that raised the ire of the Kremlin. Those guests were Sanna Marin, the Finnish Prime Minister, and her Swedish counterpart Magdalena Andersson. Both of those countries are EU member states, but they are not NATO member states. And this drew an instant response from Putin's foreign affairs spokesperson Maria Zakharova, who said during her weekly briefing that obviously, the accession of Finland and Sweden to NATO, which is primarily a military alliance, as you well understand, would have serious military and political consequences, which would require our country to make response steps. Now, if that's not a threat by the Russian government of military action, I don't know what is. Now, NATO says the Finnish and Swedish leaders were there as part of discussions on how to defend the NATO alliance, as well as what steps could be taken to assist the Ukraine in its hour of need. But this interjection by a Russian official can only push Finland and Sweden closer to NATO membership, not further away. And one former Prime Minister of Finland, Alexander Stubb, said that Putin was pushing his previously neutral country ever closer to NATO membership. Our security has been partially based on an option to join. At this rate, we have no other option but to join, he said. Now, the third country on that peninsula is Norway, which is a current NATO member state, but does have a narrow border with Russia. Sweden does not have a border with Russia, but just about the entire eastern flank of Finland borders directly with Putin's Russia. That is, it is extremely exposed to attack. So if there are those out there who still think this is some sort of Western plot, or just about Ukraine, or that there isn't really an invasion happening, had better start paying attention.